No matter how broke I am, you will never see me borrow money. I do not borrow money, no matter how broke I am. Now, I always tell people that in life, there are two things you need to do. Number one is have little savings, no matter how little it is, just have a little savings somewhere. Now, the second thing is try to be contented. Have little savings and try to be contented. I am somebody that I can spend 200k in a day, and I'm also someone that I can stay in a whole month and I will not spend 1k. I know when to spend money and I know when not to spend money. If I get money, I go spend them. If I no get, I go gather myself. I go day one place. Now, one thing I don't do, like I said, is borrow money. Now, that is simply because I know that there is a spirit attached to borrowing. If you start borrowing money, for those of you that have borrowed money in the past, you will understand this. If you start borrowing money, it is hard to stop. A lot of people need to go and borrow new money to pay back the old money they borrowed. Now they will now have to go and start looking for a different place to borrow another money to pay back the one they just borrowed. So at the end of the day, it's just like a cycle of borrowing. I've realized that there are two basic spirits and powers that are difficult to break out of. The first one is the spirit of borrowing, and the second one is the spirit of evil imagination. Now, this spirit of evil imagination, it includes pornography, masturbation, stealing, and lying. You see these two powers, evil imagination, spirit of borrowing, they are very difficult to break out of. In fact, if you enter into that spirit, for you to come outside, it is by the grace of God. In fact, you will tell yourself that you will not borrow. Before you know it, you are borrowing, because the spirit is already inside of you. So many people will tell themselves, I will not watch porn, but they will still go back and watch it because the spirit of evil imagination is already dwelling inside of them. Which is the reason why in this life, there are certain things that you should not start. Instead of you to borrow, beg. Instead of you to borrow money, beg for money. Tell somebody, I don't have money. Can you help me? That's where you know that you are not owing anybody. Now beg you, beg you. It is better than borrowing. Because if you start borrowing, you know the end is like it is very difficult to come out of that spirit of borrowing. Especially if you borrow it from a wrong hand, you are in trouble. You will keep borrowing and borrowing and borrowing and borrowing. You will not even know how to come outside because the spirit will just be holding you inside there.